Well, hey there. Welcome to the Pawpaw Chronicles and More with Jim. Well, I got a few bags with me of pawpaw seeds. I have 3 bags here that have 100 seeds each, which I'll put into a 1-gallon bag. Let me set these in here. And then I have 2 bags here that are cultivars. We have Rigel, 83 seeds, and I have NC1. There's 45 seeds. I like to try to keep track of how many seeds that I'm dealing with whenever I'm working on them on my own. 83 seeds is quite a bit, but I can fit peat moss and 83 seeds into this, and the bag is marked mid-January. They've been in the refrigerator since the middle of September. Things ripened up just a little bit earlier than normal. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get my peat moss situated. I have a bucket here of peat moss that I saturated with water and allowed to soak overnight. Agitate it, and I tell you what, the yellow jackets are bad this time of year, as well as the ladybugs. And what I'm doing is I'm pouring this peat moss that's saturated with water and dropping it into this pot that has a net bag stuffed down in it, and it's all being pushed down into this net bag. Now, let's put another scoop in there. Got a wasp crawling across the floor right there. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift the bag out of the pot. You can see the water dripping off of it. And all I'm going to do is hold the bag still steady. And I'm going to push the water out of there. I think I did a video on this last year, but I think I was doing it with chestnuts, not pawpaws. Now that I got water squeezed out of there, I'm going to take that and dump it into this bucket. I'm going to put the bag right back in here. And put some more peat in here. Yellow jackets. Wow. You can see how wet that is. It's just dripping. I ended up with quite a bit of seed this year. Had a better year for the harvest than what we did last year. And there it is. That's the last of it. Let's set that over to the side. Pull this out of here again. And push the water out of it once again. See that? A lot of water. So we have our peat moss very well saturated. Dump this into the bag or into the bucket as well. And set this off to the side as well. She's good and moist. Water is still seeping out of that peat moss and going down into the bottom of this bucket, 1 gallon bucket. Now what we're going to do is we're going to set this off to the side. I'm going to grab this water hose, rinse my hands off real quick. Now, one of the things that I've noticed that people have posted on a Facebook group called Pawpaw Chronicles, which some of you are familiar with, I'll set that bag off to the side, is issues with mold. You can see it in the paper towels, but I'm not seeing mold on this paper towel at all. It's a food service type towel. And like I said, this has been in the refrigerator since the middle of September. And here we are towards the end of October. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out and just set it right there for right now. And then I'm going to take, boy, these bees are bad. I'm going to take this bag and invert it just a little bit and put a little bit of peat moss in here. I'm using the same bag. The bag is marked Rigel. And I'm trying to keep seeds separated as far as varieties so I can keep a pretty good track of what's going on with seeds. Number one, viability. Number two, when the seeds wake up and they start to push, I can take a look at vigorousness. How vigorous are they to grow? They'll all be in the same growing environment. We're going to open this tallet up. This one here I had doubled up on the tallet, and I'm just going to raise this up and let them dump out right there. All of them are out. Set that down. Now, people talk about mold issues in the seed. And something that I want to show you that you really got to look for, and I'll move in a little bit closer. I want to grab a couple of them here to give you a really good idea of what it is I'm talking about. I have 2 seeds here in my hand. There is an opening right there. That's where your taproot is going to come out. And got a bee flying around my hand. And that right there, your seed sac will be attached to that little area right there. And you want to make sure that the pulp is cleaned off at. I use a scour pad to do that. That's on a sponge. And make sure they're good and clean. And then, man, this bee is aggravating me to death. And then I'll go ahead and bag them up. We're back here in the shade. The bees are not as bad in the shade as they are in that full sun. It's the heat. They're able to fly better. So we don't have issues with mold or mildew. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a handful, spread it in there, and then I got that handful in there, and I'm going to grab some more peat moss to throw on top of that handful. Just a little bit, not a whole lot. And then I'm going to grab another handful of seeds, put them in there, spread them a little bit, and a little bit more peat moss. I used to be more methodical than this, but I've come to find it's unnecessary. It's just a matter of keeping the seeds moist and free of mildew. Now I got 2 of them aggravating me. They're bad this time of year, and I'm grabbing up the last of these seeds. Putting them in here. I'm going to raise the bag up just a little bit, and I'm going to put some more in here. Peat moss. And then I'm going to reach in the bag and I'm going to try to mix the peat moss and the seed together. Bring the bag up a little bit more so you can see just how much peat moss I have in the bag when I'm done. And like I said, it's a matter of keeping seeds moist. Don't let them dry out. And that peat moss will keep them moist. A little bit more peat moss on the top of that. Boy, these bees are bad. And I'm going to seal that bag up. Now there you have it. Let me set this off to the side. And right here I have a bag of NC1, and once more, boy, this is really aggravating. I have no issues with mold. I see I'm going to have to kill this creature. And this bag has 45 seeds. And they're all NC1, hand cleaned, like I just explained earlier. Use my fingers and try to mix the seed and the peat moss with each other. Holy cow, these things are bad. If he land on me, I'll kill him. But anywho, put a little peat moss on top of what I just did. And there you have it. Now I just did 2 bags here. Man, these things are bad. And what I'm going to do is take them in the house real quick, use a toothpick, perforate the bag, stick the bag back into the refrigerator, and wait for them to go through the stratification period, and then I'll get them out. And the pots that I put these in, the cultivars, they're going to be placed into a community pot, and that community pot's going to be marked of what that cultivar is, and keep track of that cultivar. And we'll look at it through the growing process, the whole 9 yards. So in other words, what they'll end up actually being is what I would call seedling select. These are seed select. They're open pollinated amongst other cultivars, and we end up with different crosses going on, but we know what the mother is. The mother of these seeds right here would be NC1, just like the other one would be Rigel, the mother side of the seed. And that right there is what I call seed select. And when the seedlings come up, these seedlings will be seedling select. But anyways, and get these in the house real quick, get things done, and get away from these bees. I got a bag to set up. It's got 100 seeds to deal with. Well, my name's Jim. If you like what you see, subscribe. Any comments or questions that you may have, I welcome. Don't forget to click that bell for any notifications. Y'all have a God bless day.